The 12th Level Intellects podcast is hosted by the Watchtower Database. Visit watchtowerdatabase.com for more podcast episodes, videos, comics, artwork, and pretty much anything DC Animated Universe you can think of.
Only a 12th level intellect has the slightest hope of surviving what you are about to experience.
Well, trying to say it like Isaac Brock.
Welcome back to another edition of the 12th Level Intellects podcast. My name is...
Oh, no.
With me today are...
we have to start this over.
With me today are Joe Biden and...
No, I'm Tom from the image James shared earlier.
Hey, so wait, did I tell you guys that the guy who went on ranting about Killing Joke being retconned out the fucking window responded again? No. I don't think I told YouTube, but that was a thing that happened. But I don't know how many.
What did he do? What did he do this time?
God, now I have to look for it.
Okay. In the meantime, this is the 12th level.
It is. This is Maddie's official indoctrination.
Yeah,
episode.
technically. Yeah.
I have been indoctrinated. They've turned me.
For so long.
You're now a 12th level intellect.
They've turned me into a comrade.
All we had to do was say it. Yeah, and it was. That's how
the
powerful
12th level
we
intellects hereby elect Maddie Washburn to join.
12th level
pretend like it's on a scroll and we all gave it to you.
It is. You can't prove that it's not, those listening. So
it's like the Justice League certificates.
Weren't we like talking about somehow trying to weave this into our storyline at one point, and then I guess we just forgot and decided not to do it.
Not.
Hashtag it's all connected. Yeah. I said it. You heard it here.
It kind of is. Y'all, they'll find out. They'll find out how the 12th Level Intellects podcast is connected.
This is the universe where we're writing videos about multiple things that we're not going to talk about because I don't want you to know what they are. So,
all right.
Well, while Maddie's trying to find that, the Birds of Prey teaser came out finally.
Yeah,
and it was. I saw a Russian version. Yeah, I saw like a leaked Russian version the other day, and so it was like basically exactly the same except for Harley's one line of dialogue was not in English.
Was it Margot Robbie speaking in Russian or dubbed?
No, it was dubbed. That'd be impressive if just every country really
cool.
She just did a different take. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, not much more to go off of than what we already had. There's just some action shots. You get to see Huntress and Black Canary and Ewan McGregor laughing for a second. The character of Ewan McGregor. And, I don't know. Cool.
I'm excited.
I think it says pray for Gotham, but the prey is the other prey, the kind in the title of the movie.
I have to give this movie my thoughts and prayers.
Prayers. Yeah, it's got the start is this I think it's being shown before it too, so it's like, oh, the movie's starting, just kidding, Harley Quinn here hitting balloons.
I'm gonna go see it number 2 tonight. Actually,
that is the movie you are seeing right after we record. Okay,
it is. But I on that note, that it director, what's his name? I will tell you.
The guy.
I will tell you here in about 10
Yeah. He's doing something, The Flash, is that
he
right?
He is. Yeah. His name, though, is you know what?
Barry Allen, the fastest man alive.
When I say it director, Google thinks I mean IT director.
Did you mean It's Entertainment?
Andy Muschietti.
Andy Machete.
Machete in Space is directing The Flash.
That's also cool.
I found the thing, but just before I forget it, on the topic of DC movies, the reviews for Joker are starting to come out, and they're
positive.
It's getting a lot of praise, and like
Prayers.
There's a lot of like concern.
Like birds of praise.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
Maddie is amused.
There's been a lot of worry that like this is going to be I guess kind of like a incel.
I've seen those headlines. Yeah,
like it's
all
over
the
for
incels
Joker sales.
Like watch out, world! The incels are trying stand-up comedy in your local open mic.
But I've seen some headlines saying that it doesn't pull punches on either sides and just hits everyone equally.
Does it pull punchlines?
Huh?
Does it pull punchlines? Is the real question.
Maybe, but apparently one
gotta
of
have the jokes.
Apparently one of the screenings had like a 7-minute standing ovation like after the movie was over.
That's what they said about Batman v Superman too. So
yeah, that's what I heard. So I don't know.
There was a trailer, like a newer one with a bunch of extra footage we hadn't seen before. It had Robert De Niro's in it, which I didn't know. Who was like looks like he's kind of like a talk show host or something kind of thing. That has him on to do comedy. I mean, I kind of hope that the movie is like the trailers are edited to make just like the general audiences come in, but that the movie itself is a little more unexpected in its style or whatever. Like it's not just it's not as mainstream as it looks or something, because it's starting to look more and more just like that's I know what's gonna happen. He wants to make jokes and then no one likes it, so then he goes crazy. But I hope it's unexpectedly good. I guess.
Yeah, we'll definitely say I love the stuff with the talk show host, especially because it's like Joker at his best is like Christmas with the Joker or Wild Cards. It's when he gets in front of a live TV audience and he's able to kind of like do a performance of that.
And I came across while organizing old phone photos, as you guys know. I came across a screenshot I had taken of a post that we made. Oh, it was on my JTS Entertainment page. I had put Bernie Sanders' head on cartoon Hercules' body, and then it was after Danny DeVito had endorsed Bernie Sanders, and so then it just had Phil at the bottom going, "That's Phil's boy" or whatever, up at Bernie. And then one of our Watchtower fans had come over to that page and done this big rant about anti that. And Mark Martinez, who helps on the Legacies webcomic for those listening, he had responded like, "Oh, I can't wait to come back to this in a few years and like laugh at it or whatever." And I had agreed with him, and then he was like, "James, like future us, or James, remember when this happened and everyone thought the Joker movie was going to be bad? Ha 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 ha," or something. So it's like, and that was like 2 years ago. So now we're like, hopefully that's a future that's real.
We'll see. You never know.
Yeah.
Back to the DC movie news. Peter Capaldi of Doctor Who fame has been announced for Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Along with Pete Davidson from SNL is making a cameo.
Yeah, so this will be interesting.
Nathan Fillion.
The reported cast so far is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
like
it's stacked.
I'm very interested. James Gunn might actually be doing some good for the DC boys.
They're about to start production on that any day now. It's happening in Atlanta during September.
Of course you know that because you could just walk over there and watch.
I actually tried to work on it. I sent his production company a letter, but it got returned back to me. Unread.
Returned? Do they even do that? They just go, "No, he can have it back."
I think so. I wonder if his production company was registered at like an address that didn't actually accept mail.
Oh. He puts it there so that doesn't happen. So people
that's not part of the news.
Yeah.
Pattinson. I want to talk about Pattinson.
Okay.
He recently had an interview where he talked about that whole like in May when the rumors started flying that he was cast as Batman.
Yeah.
It actually dropped 2 weeks before it was official. And during those 2 weeks, he thought he had fucked it all up by having those. He didn't mean to leak it. He doesn't know how it got leaked, but he thought that ruined his whole chance.
I'll just
ads.
put this on Tumblr. Oh, people know about Tumblr? Fuck.
Damn.
Well, it happens. You never know. But it's a really interesting interview that he gave about that, and like, because it dropped the first day of shooting on his new Christopher Nolan movie Tenet that Robert Pattinson's acting in. So like when the news broke, he was there on set with Nolan and was able to be like, let's talk Batman and Batsuit stuff. I just wanted to pick your mind.
But wasn't he talking about like, I always wanted to be Batman, or like I looked up to Batman and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
He worked really hard at the audition, it seems. So I think Robert Pattinson's gonna do a great job. Really excited for it.
I'm sort of coming around on it because I don't know, when Ben Affleck was cast, everyone, Ben Affleck, what the hell? Like, but that's just what is going to happen no matter who is cast, and you'll think of a past thing that person did, and then go like, think of that character they played in a Batman costume, and go, well, that doesn't work at all. How could they possibly do with Batman? And I really liked Ben Affleck as Batman, actually, but I think that Pattinson can pull it off. Probably a younger, more less experienced, and he I don't know, he has a bat-like face, a vampire kind of looking face.
It'll leave room for him to grow into the role if they want to keep him in that suit for the, going forward in the DCEU.
Do we think that as far as Pattinson goes, do we think that he is a not Bruce Wayne Batman and these things happen after Batman vs Superman, or he is Bruce Wayne and these things happen beforehand, or this is just set in its own continuity?
This is a different continuity. That's my guess.
Are you saying a Batman that's not like a Nightwing Batman or something like
that?
Like
or Terry McGinnis, or
okay. I guess they haven't really said when it is. Maybe
it's because it takes place. He's supposed to be young. It's young in his career. Yeah, is what they've said. So,
well, I mean, they said he's young, but have they said he's Bruce Wayne?
Not necessarily.
I was going over like comedy sketch ideas with friends a couple days ago that we haven't ever made into anything, and I just have like a document of like unused ideas, and most of them are not like fleshed out at all. And one of them just literally said Brew Swain. Like that's all it said. I have no idea.
Brew,
what that's
brew the beer? Probably
I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to be. That was the entire idea, apparently.
So. It's okay. One day you'll remember.
Wow. I'll be. Oh my God, yes.
Bruce Wayne. Yeah. Oh my God, he's Batman. Have we talked to Marvel?
Right. Yeah. I should get over that. Yeah. They'll like it. They'll pick it up.
One more piece of comic book entertainment news. We got a premiere date for Watchmen. It'll be coming out October 20th of 2019.
Yeah. TikTok. TikTok.
And Titan Season 2 started today.
Oh, really?
For anyone who's listening.
I didn't watch that.
Friday the 6th.
Currently, and not in the future when we put this out.
Yes.
I've seen a bunch of the
hear that CIA guys listening to us? Titan Season 2 has just started.
Just now. Right now. I saw 2 Instagram ads for it where Raven is in like an actual kind of Raven looking outfit. Like she's got the
it looks like a knitted blanket.
Okay. Yeah, but she's got like the forehead gem and stuff.
Quick question. Okay. Since season 1 ended like an episode early and the season 2 premiere is supposed to be the end of season 1, do I need to watch that and put it into the timeline, or do we just count that
wrapping it up?
I don't know. I haven't watched it, but like, should I put this in before we put it out, or do we wait and say that's part of season 2?
Yeah,
I think you
watch it and say it's part of season 2.
Yeah. That's true. Combine ideas. I say you watch it. And
although with how much work it's been to put this together as is, like I already need to start working
know what you're talking about?
Taking notes. Say what?
I don't think our listeners know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've been teasing it on Twitter, so some of them probably do. But the next
listeners, what listeners?
The next part of our story for the Watchtower Database lore is going to be a Titans and Doom Patrol timeline.
The DCTVU.
Yeah, I've
which is going to be 6 hours long.
Yeah, well, I've been working on it for like nonstop for a week.
Like 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, probably closer to that. Yeah. I mean, I've been taking notes since Titans season 1 dropped, but like the script itself,
gonna connect to it probably.
The script itself took like a week to figure out, and the first draft is at like 16 pages, and I still need to go back and like add in more of our story elements and stuff. And so by the time it's over, you're looking at like a 17-hour video.
Nice.
We should just keep because you did that like, oh, the video's gonna be maybe this long, and I did like a jokey like, don't tell them how long it is, it's a mystery. And then we should, every time that we're talking, that we have like an update about it, we should be like, oh my god, you guys, like this is gonna be a 2-hour video, and then this is gonna be a 14-hour video. Like this video is gonna last 5 days. Video. Be ready when the premiere starts. Strap in because we're on here for a week.
What we're doing is we've downloaded all of the episodes and we've clipped out the flashbacks and we're just playing it all in chronological order, and then like
this is the
and then like in between flashbacks we're like, oh, by the way, this is when Cyborg was born. And then it just goes right back.
Oh, by the way, yeah.
And meanwhile, I'm getting 1,400 emails from YouTube saying, copyright, oh my god, this is copyright, what are you doing? You're like, I can't stop the stream, what am I supposed to do?
It's not healthy to stop the stream midstream.
Yeah, really.
I'm really interested to see what the final product looks like, just because of like how we had the copyright strikes on the LGBT one and everything. But I think we've come up with a clever way to get the final product out there without having the video demonetized. Yeah. But we'll find out after James has done like 1,700 hours of editing,
and then I'll put it up, and then it'll get flagged. Yeah, exactly. That's what always happens. The only other thing I had was I don't think we talked about whenever Avengers actually came out on Blu-ray. Because we were kind of between podcasts on that day, and I have been scouring like the entire town looking for a copy because they're just completely sold out everywhere I go.
Oh, wow, I saw one at Best Buy the other day. I should have gotten you one.
Oh, that's okay.
I didn't get.
I haven't resorted to. I was just probably gonna order it online, but it's just been kind of like a cool thing to see. I guess is like I'll go. Fred Meyer, Walmart, the video store, because there's still a video store here. And they'll just be like, nope, nothing, absolutely gone every time. So even all the little podunk Astoria people want Avengers Endgame, apparently. So
nice. Well, have we talked about the Disney Plus shows that were announced, like so. Miss Marvel?
Did y'all not do a D23?
No, we brought it. We did like a San Diego Comic-Con recap.
Yeah, I don't think we talked D23.
So the one thing that I don't think you guys talked about is there's a Lizzie McGuire sequel.
We did not talk about that.
The DC animated universe. Lizzie
me and Hillary Duff share a birthday, so wish us both happy birthday at the end of the month.
So you know what's weird? What's weird to me is I share a birthday with Ariana Grande and Jeanette McCurdy. The actresses of Sam and Cat from the show Sam and Cat. And so honestly, I was born 91, then one of them was born 92, and then one of them was born 93. So essentially, I should have had.
Wait, you were born at 91 years old, so you're doing like a Benjamin Button kind of thing.
God, I fucking wish. I wish my best years were ahead of me. Maybe they are. Who knows?
They are.
Well.
But yeah, the Lizzie McGuire thing, isn't it that she still has the teenage version of the animated Lizzie McGuire in her head? And that's the drama of the series. I think.
That's what I've read. Yeah. But after I told this guy that the Killing Joke isn't canon to the DCAU, he says, "Yes, it has. It is considered one of the closest origins of the Joker. If that ain't close to the crown prince of crime, then I don't know what is. Inward! Are you high? Oh, no. Haven't seen the Oracle in the video game Arkham series? And in the comics, she wasn't crippled because she got hit by a car. She's crippled because the Joker shot her in the spine. Now, what I'm trying to get a glimpse is how the hell was she able to walk again and become a slur for lesbian detective in Batman Beyond? That is the question. I guess maybe technology must have gotten that advance. To which I respond, none of that is the DCAU, though. Once again, angry and wrong is a very bad combo.
To which this if you cry, Everton.
to which he responds, sigh, in bold. That's why I'm saying it as loud as I am.
Yeah.
All right, if you say so.
Oh, okay.
You won that one, Maddie.
Damn, you got me. Yeah.
I'm glad we waited. That we started at the beginning of the news. We finished up at the end. Unless we want to talk about the D23 stuff.
I mean,
Moon Knight.
Is there more to talk about than what you guys already covered?
Kit Harington is the Black Knight.
Yeah.
Kit Harington was Jon Snow, Game of Thrones, and he's playing the same character in Eternals. And they said maybe even more going forward. You could see him on the Avengers. Yeah. Maybe a team up with with Moon Knight. Moon Knight and Black Knight. Yeah. The White Knight is the Batman thing.
That Moon Knight stuff, the memes are funny. But I was talking with Maddie about this yesterday before the live stream. Was that there's like clips of like cutouts of panels from an early Moon Knight comic where he's like looking for Dracula, and it's just let me find the exact quote because I don't want to butcher it. Moon Knight Dracula. Okay, so it's him like walking down steps into a castle, and he says, "I know you're here, Dracula, you big fucking nerd. Where's my goddamn money?" And then there's another one of him like coming over the computer screen at the Avengers headquarters. And he says, "Where's my goddamn money?" And Spider-Man's saying, "No one here owes you money, you drunk, crazy asshole. Dracula isn't even on the Avengers, so stop calling here." And then he says, "Wait, Dracula isn't an Avenger? That lying fuck." And so it's just like, it's actual comic panels. But I was talking with Maddie about how, like, apparently that's not really how Moon Knight is usually portrayed or whatever.
Well, I also, those aren't actual comic panels, though.
Oh, really?
Because think about it. They always censor out swearing.
Well, okay, but I mean, for some reason, I noticed that with how that lying fuck doesn't really fit in the bubble. But, like, is this a paraphrasing of the actual scene, or did none of this really happen?
Oh, it's all just
I don't know.
I saw a great page from like an older Spider-Man comic where he meets one of the Eternals and teaches him how to poop, and that is literally like what it is. It's like the Eternals, like in Peter Parker's apartment. He's like, "I have this weird movement in my lower bowels," and Peter Parker's like, "Ah, yes, but here's the bathroom. Let me tell you what that's all about." And it was like, that was an actual scene. It like the book ended with him like being like, "Yep, there's the bathroom. You're about to learn what it means to take a poop."
I think so. So there was one panel where he's like, "I know you're here, Dracula." No wait. Oh shit. Okay, that one's fake too. There's an
I'm trying to
F-bomb
find
there.
the like sources.
Well, mine's
We're
a real
supposed to be
one.
12th level intellects, but I'm trying to find like the original panels now.
I'm gonna find the Spider-Man poop one.
Okay, I found one.
Okay.
So the original. Well, it's not even. It's all blurry. It's all blurry. I have it here, but it's blurry.
It
says
blurry.
it's a thought box, like a narration box, instead of the. I know I shouldn't let something. God, I wish that were me. Oh, there it goes. All I had to do was click view image. It says like it's the one with him walking down the stairs. I know I shouldn't let these things get to me. After all, I'm as much a creature of the night as Russell is. Still, there was something about this place that set my nerves on edge.
So this was just someone took that and turned it into this. That's now a joke, I guess.
It's a real panel, but it is photoshopped. It's from Solo Avengers #3. Dorkly says, but it is a good line, and Marvel should absolutely include it in an actual Moon Knight movie.
Well, yeah, now I'm like sort of depressed that it's not real. Like, I really liked the Spider-Man being like, he's not even in the Avengers, you drunk asshole, or whatever. Like, why would you think Dracula's here?
I wouldn't be surprised to learn Dracula was an Avenger.
We need a Moon Knight episode where he calls up Spider-Man and Spider-Man says, "I'm not even in your universe anymore. I'm not even in the Avengers."
Yeah, you drunk crazy asshole.
Oh my god, which makes me realize in Deadpool 3, or the first time Deadpool shows up with the Avengers, you know he's going to ask where the spider guy is.
Where's Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Well, and they'll be like, what do you... I don't know.
Hey, what happened to that spider guy?
What are you talking about? Yeah.
We don't, no idea.
Well, what's the topic today?
The main topic is Young Justice, so we're going to pretend like Maddie goes away now, and then we talk about it, and then we'll come back to the comic relief.
For those wondering why I have to go away, it's because I am still 6 episodes behind.
You gotta catch up.
My girlfriend and I started watching How I Met Your Mother because she had never seen it before, and I was high as all get out one night. And very upset about that fact because it's my favorite show. So I was just like, okay.
I think, you could be upset about that in any mindset. That's not okay. What are you doing?
You met Ted?
So
I have.
I listened to his podcast.
We started watching it a couple weeks ago. There's some stuff in it that really didn't age well. But overall, I still really love the show. We are in season 9 right now, so we're almost finished.
Did we just transition into comic relief?
You
talking about what we watched?
You'll have to
do
the sound.
Hey.
Oh God! Wait. We
time
can't
for the
do
main
that,
topic.
Benny. Oh yeah. Well, wait. Are we in the proto realm or not? I don't know what's happening. Okay.
No, we're good.
Okay. Yeah. Young Justice season 3 is over, and I don't know.
I liked it. Did you like it overall?
I think overall I did like it. I think it's not as strong as season 1 or even season 2.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. I think we talked before when we were discussing individual episodes that they're suffering from the same things that I think Stranger Things has suffered from, where the first season you're being introduced to all these characters and they all happen to get wrapped up in the plot because the plot involves all of them. Mm-hmm. Like stuff is happening and whoa, Superboy, he's in Cadmus, and Robin is Robin, and everyone comes together. We finally get
a smaller team,
yeah. But I guess that's part of it. But it just feels like now it's like, okay, we have this giant chessboard full of characters and we have to give everyone something to do, or else people will complain, or like we'll feel like we did them injustice.
You mean like spoiler and Tracy 13?
Yeah,
because they did a lot this season.
Do anything, yeah. But yeah, just stuff like that where it's like there's so many characters, but they don't all have to do something. I don't know. I couldn't tell who the main character was, so I never got really attached to.
I think it was the Outsiders, like the actual team with. I mean, obviously that was the name of the season, but with Geoforce and Fred Bug, and Halo.
But I think it had its problems with, instead of
Cyborg.
Just all the twists in the season were told to you in a Oracle sits down and goes, oh, you thought the last 3 episodes were like this? Well, but really, Batman was in on it the whole time, and let me show you the freeze frames of how it all interconnects. And every time I was just like, man, one of these again. Why don't you just do it? I'm not surprised or impressed by this. I'm just like, that's okay. Why though?
That was a big twist though for the team, was that they were lied to by the Justice League. And
but we knew that the whole time. We knew that they were being there was a twist in episode 2 or something. So I don't know.
I didn't realize that when Beast Boy started really leading the team and going on those social media viral situations, I did not realize that was being manipulated by Batman and everybody, which was disappointing. It just never felt like I couldn't tell who I was supposed to really be caring about. I think I cared the most about the Halo Brion relationship and Forager and stuff like that, the brand new characters. That was definitely the crux of the season. If you think about the way it started and the way it ended, it started Markovia, it ended Markovia. That was the main subplot of the season. So maybe if I binged the whole thing, it would be better. But I think being spread out as much as it was, that I was just kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I liked it. It was also in 2 different bursts. They split the season in half, and I kind of liked that. Honestly, it was good. I like that approach. Nothing was it was on paper a very good season. I just couldn't get emotionally invested in it for some reason. I think the only time that I was
actually, I don't know, glued to the TV was the like second to last episode with all the Wall-E stuff, the fake proto realm that she goes to. The proto realm that she's hanging out.
I loved the episode where Nightwing's having that fever dream.
Oh
and,
yeah,
like,
that's good. Yeah.
When they don't go to Apocalypse, but that like substation to rescue everybody.
Yeah, that
was a cool couple of episodes.
And I did like the concept of like the X-Pit plus Halo's power equals the anti-life equation.
Yeah.
Like that's a brand, because the anti-life equation is so
new.
like, what is that in comics and everything? It's always a different thing, because Darkseid's always, that's a thing I got to look for, but I have no idea what I'm looking for.
We've never seen that. We've never seen a character like Halo where she's personified by the Mother Box. Because Halo is from the comics, but this is a very different version of her.
So there was a lot of cool concepts like that, like the Mother Box and the Father Box being like part of them, and the anti-life equation being literally like explained to you as like, what's the opposite of life, of free will? Like it's anti-life, blah blah blah. And Granny Goodness being like a split personality, like literally split. That was pretty creepy. Yeah,
right.
When they fused back together. Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It had weirdly cool random stuff, and then but overall it was boring to me. It was not like I don't know.
I'm sorry to hear that. I enjoyed it. I liked all those twists. What I really like the most about Young Justice is how much of the DCU that it goes across, because it really, like, we had an episode earlier where the Suicide Squad ends up running into the Rocket Red army from Russia, and it was
unexpected.
Things like that,
something you would never see.
But it was really
and
cool
there was
and
there was like the daycare of all the babies and stuff, and like or like Orm is sniping them through a window and stuff. Like there's just characters that you wouldn't see interact normally, which is cool.
Speaking of assassins, Deathstroke had a big arc. They basically were going to retread the I forget the name of it. Judas Contract.
Contract.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but it was different. Like Tara, I think this was the most redeeming version of the Judas Contract story I've ever seen, where Tara's able to like have the agency and not go
and she
full
doesn't like
evil.
Die. Or get turned to stone or whatever happened. I don't know.
She has a lot of potential to because it wasn't really her. This is a clone of Tara, right? Didn't we learn halfway in the middle that like the original Tara died, and this is a clone grown from...
I think that was more metaphorical. I don't think, because they said the doctor lady is saying like, she's not the same girl that she used to be. But I think that
Dr. Hayes was gonna betray everybody from the beginning. She was too good guy, like too righteous. Yeah, I don't know. Why did they not do Slobo? They had to they murdered. That made me so mad. Like they had to end the season on, like, I was already like, well, that was kind of whatever, and then just like, hell yeah, Slobo, what are you doing? They just murder him. I mean, that's such a Lobo moment though, to be like, nope, I'm the only one.
I guess so, but
do you remember back when comics had like the Twilight Lobo during the New 52? No, where everyone was just like, oh, what is this, like skinny, attractive looking Lobo? And then it's the same situation where like mainstream like Lobo kills the other guy. Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe they just didn't have room for him, but it was like one of those things, because I had forgotten about, they were teasing it for like 3 episodes in a row or whatever, and then they
just kept growing.
I had forgotten about it, and I realized that I had forgotten about it, and so I was like, it's the last episode I'm watching. I was like, oh yeah, the finger, like, they got to come back to that. I hope they do that. And then they did. And then he just dies. Which I guess is the whole point.
Dies after making like a weird face.
Yeah, he had to do something. I guess, then he deserved to die, because that was pretty...
It was pretty creepy.
Okay, what else? We did like a first half of the season recap a couple months ago. So there's not a lot to talk about the opening that we haven't already talked about. But this new stuff... a lot more apocalypse driven.
Cyborg was a major character in the second half. Yeah, and so was Beast Boy a bit more. Cyborg.
Yeah, I like that they did the like the headquarters is kind of a Titan's Tower-ish thing. It's they've got a lot of references to that show. Beast Boy's voiced by Greg Zipes. They have kind of a cyborg friendship brewing.
Yeah. It's cool to see them together.
Playing video games and stuff.
We're just missing Starfire and Raven.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see if they... I'm kind of surprised they didn't just like show them in the last 5 minutes or something, because they just bring in everyone.
I could see them coming in the next season potentially. Potentially, the characters are really growing up. Like Aqualad is Aquaman now with the Justice League and everything, and it's really kind of amazing to see how much the characters do progress in age. And it definitely seems like it's set up that Wally is going to return in season 4.
Yeah, I was, I guess, glad that they didn't literally bring him back, because it would have been... I think they could even go like 3 or 4 more seasons with him before they do it. I think they
could,
I think they probably wanted you to think they were going to, and then the fact that they didn't is good. Like, I'm glad that they pulled back enough to not do that.
The reason why I think they will is because, like Zatanna said, they made a thing in her mind to make it seem like that, but because and they even say in that episode like that they couldn't sense his soul. They couldn't find him, but they also couldn't like not find. I don't know. It was like in a weird state.
Yeah, well, I mean, even when she
out there,
when Artemis goes into the proto realm, what is that, limbo?
I love that you keep calling it that.
It's supposed to be limbo. When she goes to fake limbo, she thinks she's really there, and she's talking with Wally, and the way he is written didn't sound perfectly like how he would talk, maybe, and so I was immediately already kind of like, I don't think this is really where she's at. I did think it was a Zatanna spell, but then when she's like, that's why Megan's here, is because she just made that up in her head or whatever, which makes perfect sense. But I think that was definitely like hinting at like, no, he's not actually dead. He's everyone thinks he's in the Speed Force. Maybe that's where he is. I don't know. But yeah, there, like I said, there's some really strong stuff. It was just amid all of this chaos of things I can't keep track of, or characters I don't care about, so I don't know.
Well, the whole episode with Wally, too, was a cool callback to the earlier episode in the season with Zatanna and her father. Yeah. Who had the one day...
We're here for this part,
Yeah, exactly, from Dr.
And the previous episode where they had, like, we were talking about Nightwing's, like, fever dream, where he sees them all in their younger selves, and they're kicking parademon butts as, like, teenage versions of themselves or whatever.
Season 1.
Yeah, and that was really cool to see. It kind of makes me think that the animation has definitely improved since season 1, even though I didn't think it looked bad then, but like when they're jumping around in those costumes in this season was like, this looks way better than it ever did in season 1. So
the animation is top notch. Absolutely.
And I like all the times that it pauses, like there's actual Phil Barassa art in the shows where it pauses.
I've been following him on Instagram, and he's been being like, I did this one.
And I could always tell a little bit, because it was like, Just Like Unlimited, sometimes they do those like the Viking Prince, like Bruce Timm would actually draw those, or like Kyle Rayner's drawings would be Bruce Timm would draw them and stuff. So you could kind of tell like, this is actual Bruce Timm, and this is the show version. Yeah, soap. Buy soap or whatever it says. Soap brand soap. But that was the same kind of thing where it's like they looked a little more like on model than they usually do, just because he's literally drawing them. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know what else we can say. It was a good season. I'm glad it's greenlit for season 4.
Yeah, that happened before it even ended, I think.
Yeah, they knew. It was cool to see more Donna Troy and Garth there with the UN, the World Assembly, whatever they called it. It was a UN.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a problem with Lex Luthor's characterization, I think, this season.
Such a Trump surrogate.
Yeah, but it was like almost
straight up had
cringy.
lines.
Yeah, it was almost like too far. Like it was like they didn't need
yell
to
about
do
the
that.
fake news and both sides.
And there were some
scenes the greatest hits.
where there's some scenes where I swear he had like a British accent, and I was really confused why they did that. Like.
It was probably somebody being like, I'm supposed to be Luthor. I thought I was doing Gordon Godfrey.
That's what I was thinking. Is it the same voice actor?
I'm curious if it was, because it came across
sometimes
that way
they did sound
right?
like the same person, yeah.
I'm going to look it up real quick.
Because Gordon Godfrey used to be Tim Curry, and then Tim Curry's had health problems and a stroke and stuff, so he is not doing the voice anymore.
So someone's been trying to do their best imitation.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird, yeah, that he did not feel like he ever did before. He's just like a cartoon character of himself. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, it turns out it is not the same voice actor.
Well, it's someone doing a passable Tim Curry impression.
Mark Rolston is Luthor.
Okay.
But he did play Hero Talik.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, not the DCAU one. But...
No, yeah, that was Victor Rivers. No, yeah, in this where Hawkman and Hero Talik are in the same scene together. That was kind of cool.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I really liked the. We talked about it before, but I really liked the episode that was basically like a Detective Comics issue where all the different Bat Family kids are tracking down Clayface and Mad Hatter and stuff. I guess something I was disappointed. I'm gonna keep saying negative things, I guess, but. A disappointing thing about the season in general was that the whole time I kept thinking like, okay, every episode they're introducing like another new concept, another plot twist, another character. Okay, by the end of the season, definitely all of this will come together in one big thing, and I'll go, oh, that's what they were doing. Like now I can go back and see the thing. But they're like just setting up the next season, the entire season. It was like an Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
I mean, they've had Beast Boy was set up in season 1 before he was ever green.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then season 2 he was a kid, and now he's the leader.
I just wish that the I don't know, Batman Inc. and Outsiders and Apocalypse and Justice League and the Team and just like all these fucking just millions of different characters. I wish that it all turned into like the one thing that they all do. And together or something, but there was just not that.
It'll get there.
Yeah, I know, but
crisis level thread, you know.
But like, it's just weird that it didn't because.
Yeah.
How were they? Were they to know that they were going to do another season? Maybe that was their way to like try to ensure another season is to have it be even more open ended than before.
Maybe. So the guy who voiced Gordon Godfrey in season 3 is James Arnold Taylor. He plays Obi-Wan Kenobi in Clone Wars.
Yep.
And he was also the Flash and Young Justice. The Barry Allen
Flash, yeah.
I think. Yep.
Well,
so
that's my input.
I think that's a good input.
I liked it. Yeah.
I did. It was a good season. I'm glad they made more of it, and I'm looking forward to
I'm
season
still
4.
gonna watch the next part. I'm still interested.
It's definitely
like these characters.
The best spiritual successor to Justice League Unlimited.
Sure.
I think that's out there.
Yeah.
Spiritually.
It's not. It takes itself seriously.
Yeah.
And it
treats
well
the characters with respect, and it's close enough to their comic book counterparts. It definitely feels like the entire DC universe is up for grabs here. They can go anywhere.
This something that just came to mind that I wish I could have Maddie on to talk about too, even though he hasn't seen it. But is like a big difference between the production side of things for DCAU and Young Justice is that DCAU is like they like created their own unintentional timeline by just existing and creating new stories. But Young Justice is like Greg Weisman just has a timeline that spans like 40 pages or whatever it is.
Wow.
And or more probably, and which is cool. Like I'm glad. I like when people have that that thought out and stuff, because that's what we do for Legacies and whatever else we're doing. But like I wonder if that's hindering of the stories because they're like, well, we can't do this because we know this thing or something. I don't think
so, because they've given themselves like, what is it, like 8 years of time now that's passed in the Young Justice universe?
Maybe
about that time, because it was like when they first started out, was it a 5-year jump?
It was a 5-year jump and a 2-year jump at some point.
So we're at least at 7, So that's a lot of time for a universe to progress. Was that the DCAU had about that amount of time?
I guess it's
a little more.
What, like 12 years?
I'm thinking of the main chunk of it.
Yeah.
Not Batman Beyond.
92 to 04.
Nice.
Yeah, 12 years. But
cool. Young Justice might catch up.
I guess I'm just thinking of stuff like, I don't know, when we have a time jump between like New Batman Adventures and Justice League or something like that. Like, I don't know, there's a few months in there where we don't know what happened in event, and like they sometimes reference it or whatever, but versus like Greg Weisman will have like literally everything that happened every minute during the 2-year jump of Young Justice is written on this piece of paper. And so like, oh, what happened to this character? Don't you know? I have it written on this piece of paper. Like, or, you know,
I
whatever.
haven't seen
like,
that piece of paper, Greg.
Yeah. What the hell, man?
Keep it in your pocket. I'm not just going to reach in and read it.
Well, we were close enough to do it at the Comic-Con. We could have reached in his pocket.
He was
do you have the timeline
like
on
advertising his own like indie book that he wrote. It was something totally unrelated.
Yeah, we're just, oh, hey, what's up?
We don't care about this at all. Let's talk Young Justice. That's at least where I saw him. Anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I don't know. Yeah, we can go to the next
bring Maddie
segment. Yeah.
All right. Psst. Oh, yeah. Psst. That's the sound.
Okay, now we're in comic.
Now we're in the
All right, we're in comic
we're in the
relief.
proto realm right now.
Yeah, the proto realm. It was the white space of the podcast.
Yeah.
the space in between the segments. We're still in the podcast, but it's in between. I'm practicing for Maddie's.
Yes.
What?
What are you talking about?
What?
Oh yeah, never mind. Oh,
Hey, I'm back.
Wait.
And
Yeah, I
in
think you're
greater
back.
numbers. Yeah.
We were talking about what we
relief.
watched, what we read. All this
Welcome to
sorts
the
of
12th
things.
Level Intellects podcast. This is Matt.
I'm your host.
Oh no! Oh, that went away. Now we're back.
Okay. All right.
Sounds.
All right.
So you
All
watched How I Met Your Mother?
Yes, I have watched How.
Yeah, is that your comic relief thing?
I mean, I guess like that's the main thing I've been focusing my time on. But I've been reading some stuff too. I'm basically caught up with my books, except for Green Lantern and Justice League. I'm like one issue behind on both. Year of the Villains.
Talk about that one.
Year of the Villains going on right now. Is that
It's
issue
the new
31?
Justice League.
That's issue,
yeah.
That's a variant
31.
cover. Yeah. Okay, that's why it did.
They always give me the variant covers, and I realized recently that it's $4.99 for some of the variant covers
Yeah.
and $3.99 for the others.
They're
And
jipping you.
they sneak that in sometimes. I'll switch them out without them catching me.
Nah.
You
Yeah,
go put them on the shelf and grab a different one.
I spent like $90 at the shop yesterday because they've had a couple
I wish I had
DCAU
$90.
comics. Yeah, I mean I haven't. Well, so they've had some DCAU comics like up on the wall for a while that they were like selling for like $12 to $20 a piece, and they were ones that I have missing from my collection, and I've just been like every time I go in, I'm like, I wish I had money for this, but
I'm having a hard time keeping track of which DCAU comics I actually own, because every time we go to a Comic-Con or if I go to a comic store or something, I'll be like, ooh, and I'll just grab them and then I'll put them in a box somewhere. I'm like, I don't remember.
I can't tell you how many covers I have of that Superman 0 Hour issue with the 90s Batman on there.
I keep I keep all my DCAU comics in like one specific box, and then I have a checklist document that
you're organized.
Yeah, that I update every time I go in and get more. So
that's what it takes.
It's because I also had been buying extras. I have a whole stack of Superman adventures sitting here for you, James. Whenever you come to town this week, this month, whenever it is. But yeah,
nice.
so I spent a lot of money because I finally had a little bit of extra money to spend. So I got the DCAU comics, I got the Doomsday Clock 11, the new Justice League, and the new Green Lantern. I've only read the new Doomsday Clock, and I'm gonna be honest, I kind of already forgot what happened.
Well,
I read
that this morning, and like I was saying, it seems like we're already past Doomsday Clock in the main
I know, it does.
DC universe, because like
reasons.
there are like 3 characters that are alive in Doomsday Clock that like should be dead or in like a different form.
So you had brought up on Twitter a bunch, or to us and on Twitter, a bunch of like, okay, you know, this character is alive and this thing happened to them, so they should be here, but they're not, so therefore Doomsday Clock happens before all that. But I wonder if like they're still going to return everything to status quo for Doomsday Clock by the end
possible.
Well, so
current, from Alfred's back, blah blah blah.
So from what I was hearing is like they were talking about Alfred's death being permanent.
Yeah.
Well, not originally. Now it is. But like originally it was more of a gimmick just to kind of mess with Damian, I think, at the moment.
Yeah.
But then after it happened in that issue, the DC executives were like, you know what, this is an interesting status quo, let's do it. And I wonder if that's because, like, Batman will wind up with Catwoman and have a caretaker in that way, which isn't the best way to think of her, but...
Yeah, so, like, but with that, you know, potentially being permanent now, it's like we see him in, you know, the newest issue of Doomsday Clock. So it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, my thing is, like, they held back, Heroes in Crisis to, like... Or they held back the last Doomsday Clock so that, like, the Wally reveal would be intact, that he's still alive.
Even though Wally's barely had much to do in Doomsday Clock. I
Yeah.
mean, he like came back for a
So
panel or two.
the DCAU review guys pointed out that, like, the panels that he shows up in, like a couple panels before that, like Dr. Manhattan saying that he's like in a year ago. So I'm wondering, like, if that was actually the reason why it was held back, because it's like maybe Heroes in Crisis hadn't actually happened by the time that we see Wally and Doomsday Clock. I have no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there's been editorial mandates at least messing with the final issue. I have no doubt that they've had to, like, redo a couple of things in number 12. Like, Jeff Johns, like, they do that to him all the time for his books, like Flashpoint. It happened with the final issue of Flashpoint. And I'm sure it happened with Infinite Crisis. Probably Blackest Night a little bit.
Who gets to decide that stuff?
Dan DiDio, Jim Lee a little bit.
All right.
But mainly DiDio.
That's okay.
But speaking of things not lining up, we're also in the middle of Year of the Villain, which which has been interesting. But I was already reading a lot of the books that tie into it. But like I was telling you guys the other day, like a lot of the ones that like were for The Offer or whatever, like the way that they tie in is that, like, just at the end of the story, like Lex Luthor shows up and he's like, "Hey, I have a thing for you. Okay, bye." And it's just like, why not make it more like tangible of a connection?
Yeah, it's a lose.
And then, like, they've got the Catwoman book ties in, the Batman book ties in with the City of Bane thing. And then, like, the Justice League book obviously ties in. So we have Catwoman is still in, like, Villa Hermosa in the Catwoman book. But in the Batman book, like...
She was in Paris.
She was in Paris with Bruce. And then in the Justice League book, like, she was among, like, all of the villains and everything. And so it's just, like, you've got Catwoman simultaneously, like, in 3 places at the same time. And I wish... Like, I wish with these big events that span so many books that they would kind of give a reading order with it. Like, they give a checklist, but the checklist is all alphabetized. And so it's just, like, it would make
it's
so
not
much...
till these things are over that, like, some fan will put a reading order together for you. And so that's why I always wait for that. But I can understand why people don't want to... Why it's more so confusing for new comic readers to get into these things is the exact reasons you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like I'm just sitting here like, why is Catwoman in all 3 of these places at the same time? And is it going to be
There's 3 Catwomans.
No? There are 3 Jokers.
There's Catwoman clones galore.
Are we ever getting 3 Jokers though?
Isn't it supposed to come out in November? I thought it was coming out this November, but I could be wrong.
It was coming out 5 Novembers ago. I don't know.
I don't think it's been delayed. Like, as far as I know, it's still on track to come out in the next month or 2. 3 Jokers. Yeah, we'll see.
It'll come out 3 different times.
As far as Year of the Villain goes, I truly think Justice League is the only book you really need to be reading to understand Luthor's Year of the Villain.
Which is what you said in your graphic content episode.
But I feel like Justice League Odyssey is going to be important as well, because like that started off with like Luthor talking to Brainiac being like, "Well, we already talked to all of the villains and they all got the offer, blah blah blah. There's only one left." And Brainiac's like, "No, Darkseid's dead. There isn't anyone left. Darkseid's dead." And in Justice League Odyssey, it's just like, "Nah, bitch.
Nope.
I'm out
He's
here
stronger than ever.
doing Sepulchre or whatever."
Yeah, that's right.
And like Brainiac specifically says that like the Sepulchre thing could be like the one thing that could stop Luthor's plans from coming to fruition. So I feel like Odyssey might be tying in a bit more heavily.
We'll see.
And I feel like because Batman's doing City of Bane at the same time, like I feel like there's gonna be some heavy ties there as well.
As someone who's not reading Year of the Villain, because I am also someone who is still in Drowned Earth at the moment.
Oh, no.
Does reading... Okay, so I'm not going to ask a million questions. I'm going to read it, but I just want to know like a general feeling of what's her face, big goddess lady,
Perpetua.
Yep. Does Perpetua feel like she's retreading like Anti-Monitor type ground?
Yeah.
So, just on a bigger scale? Or
Perpetua, from what I understand, is the mother of like Monitor and Anti-Monitor.
But I just mean like, does it feel fresh, or does it feel like, yep, we're just doing this space-time thing again, like we always
trying
do?
to rewrite the multiverse, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But is it cool, or is it like, I've read this before?
I'm all about this, yeah. I'm really enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it, but like, so for me with comics, like in general, I keep buying single issues because I want to stay on top of things, but like as soon as I put the issue down, I kind of forget what the hell's going on. And by the time I get to the next one, I'm like, wait, what happened in the last time too?
The beauty is you can flip back.
So
you can just go look at it.
I mean, I've been meaning to, go back. I want that's why I started doing that DC Rebirth, like mapping out the continuity thing. And I've been so busy with everything else that's kind of fallen to the wayside. But I want to eventually go back and kind of read all of the important stuff, like in order.
Yeah, they did like a Rebirth omnibus kind of thing after like only like 3 months of Rebirth stuff being out, and I was
like
all
the first issues.
That Rebirth omnibus was just the Rebirth issues. Like
they gotta do one. They should do one that's like here are the like most important things that happened, because there's bound to be another rewrite the universe thing that'll reboot everything in a few years.
Yeah, they're talking about doing another Crisis next year, actually.
Yeah, of course.
And even, you haven't read Green Lantern number 11, but there's hints of a Crisis coming. The multi-crisis is what they call it.
Yay.
Damn. We'll see.
I can't wait. Yeah.
Is
this what it feels like to be like a 70-year-old who has collected comics for their entire life? It's like, like to them, Crisis on Infinite Earths was like, God, this has happened so many times already.
I just let a good friend of mine borrow Crisis on Infinite Earths for the first time, and it like blew his mind. And I've been like,
that one's still really good.
Good.
I mean, it's kind of outdated feeling a little bit in the like dialogue and stuff, but it's still really like
I got
amazing.
really into comics during the Infinite Crisis era, so it was like the sequel to it, and it dealt with a lot of the fallout and everything. And I've been going on eBay lately and like refilling the gaps in my graphic novel collection because I have these nice big shelves. Yeah. So I've been like trying to populate with a bunch of books. So I've gone back and I've gotten like all of Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run in nice collected paperbacks. And like I'm doing the Justice League New 52 run now in hardback copies. And I've been like getting all my Grant Morrison stuff back. So I got all those Batman ones and like Seven Soldiers. Dude. I've been reading New 52 Animal Man and Swamp Thing. I've been going crazy on eBay. eBay has been my best friend.
Go to your like. I mean, I'm sure you're doing eBay because you have specific things you're looking for. But go to your local thrift shops and you get that stuff for so cheap.
Not mine.
It might.
Yeah, you have the weirdest Goodwill in the universe.
You're
like,
in
your
Seattle.
Goodwill is just full of awesome.
I mean, like,
time. That's not the case. Not anywhere else.
Mine has no good books in my Goodwill.
I keep getting like.
I've tried.
I keep getting trades for like $2 to $3, like every time I get a Goodwill.
That's great. Yeah, eBay's been like 6 or 7 on average for me, but like buying it new is 15 to 20. But my local comic shop does have like a bargain graphic novel bin where I've gotten stuff like the Budden collection for like $8. Like I just got the War of Jokes and Riddles for about the same price. So there's been like some good stuff.
I don't think I've ever bought a trade from my other than like the Batman Adventures trades. Like I haven't bought any trades from my local shop just because it's just like it'll show up at Goodwill eventually. But like there's also always the option of like used bookstores around you and everything. I need to find those in my local area because I used to in Florida. Like I would go to local used bookstores all the time, and like there's always so much interesting stuff. Like, I'm
gonna go to the Goodwill when I come to Seattle. There's gonna be absolutely nothing.
It's been kind of dry the last couple times I went, and I'm wondering if it's
there's only been 6 action figures.
Well, I'm wondering if that's because I started going as often as I did, and like I'm grabbing everything as soon as it comes to the shelves, or if it's like it's just been I've been late.
The comic store in the town I lived in before. I would go there, and just if I saw any DCAU thing, I would get it pretty much. And like at one point, I had like enough cash to spend that I bought like every DCAU thing that was in the store, and I plopped it all down on the counter. And I was like, I feel bad for anyone else that like likes this stuff that might come through looking for it and just be like, well, I saw that Etrigan here last time, but some fuck already took it or whatever. But like, and I took everything. But then I thought, like, nah, I deserve it more than whoever that person is.
So like that's the weird thing about like collecting exclusively DCAU stuff is that like I said earlier, like I grabbed those DCAU books from that had been up on the wall, like forever, in sight, like for months, and nobody else had like come in to grab. Like when I found my Mad Love. At a used collectibles place where it's just like movies, video games, comics, blah blah blah, like huge like it's an obvious place to go get your nerd stuff. Like I found Mad Love there, and it had been sitting on the shelf in the display case for like 3 months for $50, and that's like a $200 comic.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a good deal.
Yeah, it was a ridiculously good deal. Like, as soon as I bought it, I looked it up, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's weird, because you'd think that would be stuff that people would be after more than, like, just generic Batman or whatever.
Well, I saw Bleeding Cool had an article the other day about, like, the hot comics on eBay right now, and one of them was Batman Robin Adventures Annual #2. The one with Phantasm.
Yeah. Well,
that's one that I've...
For the Batman Catwoman book.
Yeah.
That's one that I've had so much time, like, difficulty finding. That's one of...
I've got it. It's worth $20. I could sell it.
And, I keep thinking about turning to eBay to like fill in the holes in my collection.
Better than Amazon.
Well, yeah, I mean, absolutely. But like, there's something about the thrill of just finding it out in the wild.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
I've even found like Justice League Batman beach balls and been like, oh hell yeah, I'm getting this. Why would I not?
I feel like around the time I first came in contact with you guys, like I found a Justice League boogie board at a Goodwill, and I don't remember if I sent you guys pictures or not, but I did.
Well, you got that backpack, right?
Yeah, I do have that backpack. I need if you know how to sew, when you come up here, bring your sewing kit because there's a hole in the bottom of it. Oh. But James, what have you been reading?
I've been reading scripts that you guys send me for future videos.
That's right.
But I can't talk about them. They'll be good though. I don't have anything.
That's a sad answer.
What do you expect? I bought when we were there for the Comic-Con in March. I bought Volume 3 of Grant Morrison JLA because I'm trying to get the full thing, and I haven't started it yet. I put it in my backpack to bring it on a trip to start reading it, and then I didn't read it at all, and then I put it back on the shelf.
You've read the first two?
Yes.
So
nice.
My question...
Where's Volume 2 end?
What?
Where's Volume 2 end?
I don't remember. It was a while ago.
My question is Grant Morrison actually as good as people make him out to be? Because I've been reading the Green Lantern that he's doing, and like that's my first Grant Morrison. And
well, Ted will tell you.
It's kind of lackluster
yes.
to me.
It's weird.
I like it, but he's not for everybody.
It's weird that that's not good because I mean, the JLA stuff is really good. It feels very like classic Justice League. Like a lot of the cartoon feels like that.
And that was my first exposure to Grant Morrison too, was reading the JLA stuff.
So
his metal tie-in was really, really cool. Like,
I have the, once again from Goodwill, I have the trade for Rock of Ages, and it's sitting in my bag so that
That's
I can.
One of my favorite arcs.
It's sitting in my bag so I can read it like during slow time at work, but I haven't had slow time at work, so it's just been sitting in my bag.
The pun there is because Darkseid's face is like a rock. So
it also deals with the Warlagog, which is the Philosopher's Stone.
That's not the real reason.
Okay, whatever.
He's the rock. He's the real Rock of Ages. Yeah. All right. Well, let me scoot on over.
I was going to talk about.
Oh my god! I forgot Ted has to do his comics.
I mean, me and Maddie were going to talk about Doomsday Clock, but you haven't read it.
Yeah, correct.
So we can't spoil that. We can't spoil Justice League number 31 because Maddie hasn't read that. I guess you haven't either. Yeah, James, you're still stuck on Drowned Earth.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was so long ago.
I should just spend like a whole day next week just catching up on Justice League, and then we can finally talk about things.
I'll talk about two things really, really quick. The Legion of Superheroes Millennium book was super cool.
Oh, yeah.
It was by Bendis, was leading up to his reboot of the Legion series he's going to do. And this was really fun because it was all about Rose and Thorn, who's like, her name is Rose, but she has a multiple personality, becomes Thorn.
She's got a DCAU appearance in Adventures in the DC Universe annual.
Does, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. So she realizes that she's actually immortal, which is not something she knew before this book, because it shows her progressing through the eras, and she doesn't die. She's just like living out. And so we pick up with her every like couple hundred years, and she runs into some other familiar face that he knows.
I really need to be picking up more of Bendis' stuff, because like I'm reading.
Yeah, it's been.
I'm reading.
Is
Action
Bendis
Comics.
even as good as people say? Because I don't know. Lately, I've been.
Batman Beyond scene was awesome in the Millennium series.
He's showing me and Maddie, but you can't see it.
I've been reading his Action Comics, and I've been reading his Superman. And like, I think Action Comics just brought in Rose and Thorn, so it seems as though like
have you been reading?
It seems
his
as though
I have.
Like,
what can you tell me about the Teen Lantern?
Well, nothing yet. You know, the origin's still.
Oh, sorry.
Still coming. To come.
But it seems as though like he's weaving threads like between the books that he's writing,
Absolutely.
and that it's all connected.
Yeah.
Like I think Naomi just showed up.
I read that
Superman.
6-issue series.
And
I really liked it.
I haven't read that yet. Like I've been planning on picking up his stuff, and then I was like, you know what, I'll trade wait. And then like I said, I keep forgetting to even look at trades whenever I go into the shop.
The the woman who bought the Daily Planet in Bendis' Action run is related to Naomi in some way. I think they come from the same alien planet.
Interesting.
Whatever that might be. It's got something to do with the Rann-Thanagar War. And then
the one from Justice League vs. Fatal 5?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I didn't realize that was all canon to the DCAU.
It's canon.
Because there's only one version of everything, as we know. So
that's true.
Yeah.
Well, the last thing I wanted to bring up was DCeased, A Good Day to Die. I really liked this book. It was really fun. It was like a spin-off from the DCeased series. So this was like a special, it was a long book.
DC's Marvel Zombies, right?
Yeah, it basically is. But it was really fun. It's like kind of like Mr. Terrific teams up with Mr. Miracle and Barda, and there's a really funny scene where they're basically like, okay, we can solve this by magic, or we can solve this by time travel. These are our two options. That's it. And so they try to do it by magic, and Constantine's like, fuck off, I don't want to help you. And they're like, okay, time travel it is. So then they try to do it by time travel. It doesn't work either. But what's really funny is Constantine, he's like, oh, yes, 2 misters and a big. You guys
I was just thinking.
Two misters and a big.
Is it a
That's my review. I'll give that book 2 misters and a big.
A big what? You decide.
A big Barda.
One big Barda from me. What's what's been the best moment of DCeased for you so far?
It's fun because it's an out of continuity book. This is before Jonathan Kent was aged to a teenager, so he's still a kid. It feels like it's a weird mix of New 52, or not New 52, but pre-Flashpoint, because we've got like Ted Kord Blue Beetle who's friends with Booster Gold, and they all remember their Justice League International stuff. So it's like a cool sort of best of the DC Universe situation. One of the coolest moments was probably Black Canary getting a Green Lantern ring.
Ooh.
She's hanging out at a campfire with like Hal and Ollie, and they're just like out just having fun in the woods. I guess they're friends in real life. And then Hal like very quickly becomes a zombie, and they have to kill Hal, and then the ring chooses Black Canary
over Green Arrow.
Yeah.
I just realized that this whole time my headphones weren't plugged in all the way, so I haven't been hearing anything in my right ear.
Ooh.
Have we been coming through your speakers?
No, you've been coming through my left ear, but like I'll keep taking my headphone out to like kind of scratch my ear or whatever, because I've got different headphone like the plastic pieces on the end of them on each one, and so like it doesn't actually
the anklets versus
Aglets.
the
Yeah.
aglets. So it's like the one on the left isn't one that actually came with this headphone, so it feels weird and it kind of irritates my ear.
I'm so sorry. The aglets.
I keep dropping out, like hearing you guys from over here.
I didn't plan to talk about Lois Lane #3 by Greg Rucka, but I'm going to now, just because there was a moment with the question. Both of the questions are there. Renee Montoya and Vic Sage, and they run into each other and have a question fight.
Oh, someone tell Den. Someone tell Den Toon's comic.
Yeah. Wait, do what?
Yeah.
He wants to buy everything
question.
that has
he wants the questions, yes. So they have a question fight, and they were like, wait. And then they both unmask at the same time. And then they hug each other, because it's like, oh, shit. You both remember each other from the 52 weekly series. I didn't realize was still canon. You know? And it was like, that was kind of a fun moment to think, like, like the original question died like almost 15 years ago now.
Yeah.
And it's like so cool to bring him back and have like the same writer who killed him off, like bring him back with his.
I thought you were gonna say,
protege.
and then they both unmask, and they're both aglets. And
No.
they're like, oh my god.
Renee and Vic.
Since you brought up the Lois Lane books, question for you, Ted, because
Yes.
I'm lost.
I love the Lois Lane book.
I'm lost as shit. Because I've been reading, like as I've been saying over the months, I've been reading Action Comics, and that's where like Leviathan Rising, like going into Event Leviathan was starting, and then like then there was that Leviathan one shot,
right, and that's kind of pushed things out into these different series.
Yeah, so what the fuck am I supposed to be reading to get Leviathan? Because it feels like I'm not getting any Leviathan anything anymore. So what am I supposed to be reading? Because it's just
obviously
like
Event Leviathan.
Wait, is that its own book? Is that a different run? Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! I hate comics.
Even I knew it.
Issue number 3 of
If you would watch graphic content, you would know this.
Issue number 4.
Nobody.
Issue number 4 comes out next week. Of Event Leviathan. 4 of 6 is out next week.
Oh my fucking god!
And
I really want to know about Batman, but I keep buying Superman and Green Lantern. What's happening with Batman?
So the thing is, like, with DC's events, it's like I'm not buying a book called Year of the Villain.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Not yet.
Don't worry, it'll happen. Yeah.
But so like I had thought
number 0 special came out
in 10 years there'll be one called Years of the Villain.
I had
everyone
thought
will be like, which one is it?
Left Ears of the Villain.
But I had thought that the Leviathan stuff was going to keep going in Action Comics, and like there's like very vague undertones of it, but I don't feel like I'm getting anything event level, so I'm just
right. Because you need to read the Event Leviathan book.
Well, see, I thought it was an event called Leviathan that was going to keep going on in Action Comics. Like so the guy who runs my shop, like whenever like an event happens, he'll put the tie-ins like in the box and be like, you don't have to buy them if you don't want to, but blah blah blah. So he put the Leviathan one shot in there, and so I was like, okay, so I've got that, cool. Now this will keep going on into Action Comics, I guess.
You would
and
think
like
so.
and like he didn't tell me, oh, it actually spins into this other book, and you need to get that book in your box to keep getting the story.
Yeah.
For those of you listening to this still, reading comics is difficult.
I was gonna say, like, all
chore.
3 12th level intellects, we can't even figure this out. So good fucking luck. Well, we should get to the questions. Though.
I was thinking my question thing would be a good segue.
Yes,
Hey,
it is.
everyone's trash. Everyone's Leviathan.
Yeah. So we got this is from Nue in the Discord. I had answered this in the Discord, but I'm just gonna read it on here so we can kind of talk about it.
Is it pronounced Nue or is it just pronounced new?
It's
Well,
Nue.
I had said new one time, and then I'm pretty sure he commented and corrected me. So
Interesting.
anyway,
Nue.
will you guys consider opening a PO box? Was the question.
I have considered it.
Yeah.
I considered it.
I think you and I talked about this at one point.
Yeah, we talked about it, and then I think at the time it was like, oh, we have, like less than 10,000 subscribers or something.
Well,
like,
we don't now.
There's no reason, and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's also like all 3 of us live in different cities. Ted lives across the country. Like, where do we put it? I guess me, I don't know. But then I have to keep track of all
You
this
can do it, then you can ship the stuff they want to send me.
This
back
is
to
for
me.
Ted specifically. Yeah.
James and I live the closest to each other, so
Yeah.
like if we had a PO box and like we're gonna do a PO unboxing video, like we'd have to meet in the middle.
Yeah, we could. That would be kind of fun.
Get a sketchy motel on the border of
It would give
Washington.
It would give me a
box on
reason to be.
Oregon.
It would give me a reason to be social from time to time because two years in Seattle and I still have 0 social circle.
Let's get social. Social.
The bigger the city,
All right, this is from Batman Ultra 7. Favorite DCAU bat costume? Mine is the BTAS one. Is what
Yellow
he said.
batsuit.
I like. Well, yeah, of course.
The one where he's got the TNBA suit, but he has that huge cybernetic arm.
Yeah, from the opening of Rebirth.
Yes.
Yeah, the comic.
The comic. Yeah, that's a good one. Good choice.
Yeah, let's go with obscure. Fireproof batsuit, or there's the one.
The one that he has in What Is Reality, where he's a chess
Ooh, the
knight.
knight.
Oh yeah, the night
Dark
one.
Knight.
Yeah, that's a good one. There you go.
Nice.
And then last, why does it keeps booting me back out of the photo album? This was actually on a comment on today's graphic content, but I figured I'd read it out loud because it might sprout a little discussion.
I hope so.
This is from Black Laser. It says a cure for because so Ted had talked about in today's graphic content. He talked about oh my God, what was the comic, Ted?
Don't put words in my mouth. Batman Kings of Fear.
Yeah, there you go. He had
Scott
said,
Peterson.
like, oh, Mr. Freeze, in a world without Batman, Mr. Freeze found a cure for cancer. And then he says, like, wait, or was it immortality? I don't remember, or something. And so this guy, Black Laser, he says, a cure for immortality would be cool. Since there's so many immortals running around fucking up the place, like Vandal Savage and stuff, I'll give you this MacGuffin for free. I don't think it's been used much, so why not write a comic?
That's not what I meant. I meant a cure for mortality.
I know, but it's really, like, that would be really funny. Like, I finally found a cure that will murder Ra's al Ghul and
I was just
Vandal
looking through
Savage.
the Sinestro Corps War story arc because I bought new copies of it the other day, and that's like the whole subplot of Cyborg Superman working for Sinestro is that he wants the Anti-Monitor to kill him by the end of it. Yeah, he just wants to die.
So
I guess all I wanted to just say with this is that there is kind of that coming up in Legacies. There's going to be something similar to that that Ted teased to me a long time ago.
I don't.
It has to do with the atom and time code, if you recall.
Ooh, that's right.
So
I remember now.
I don't know specifically what the what the Legacies thing is that you guys are talking about, but like having been soaked in Doom Patrol for the last week or two, or 3 or 5, I can't remember.
Half of the members of the Doom Patrol are immortal.
Well, so
you're on the pants calendar right now.
So essentially, essentially the thing there was that Niles took them all in like as parts test subjects for the Immortus initiative. Essentially because he he fucked that cave woman and she's been around for tens of thousands of years, and it sparked him off to be like, oh wait, immortality is obtainable, and so he's trying to figure out making himself immortal through all of the people that he brings in. But what could be an interesting turn on that, if you wanted to use it for Legacies, is that he's figured that out, and now he wants the cure for it, and we can bring in the DCAU Doom Patrol that got action figures.
Yeah,
nice.
I think there's all those action figures that
I wanted to use the Doom Patrol at some point.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That one's free.
I know. I had a special.
Thank you, Maddie.
Eventually. Yeah. Nice.
Well, that's all the questions that we
That's
had.
all we got.
I think we're wrapping.
Nobody has more important questions.
Nope.
Nobody.
Renee Montoya and Vic Sage are back. They just hugged each other in Lois Lane #3.
Oh my god. What about this one from Adam where he put your video?
What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a real good question there. If you guys want to join in on the Discord, there's a link in the description of this or on the About section of the channel.
The About.
Wait, hold on. There was somebody who said that his question got skipped over last time.
Nope, it didn't, though. Or am I looking at the wrong thing? There was something, someone had said, like, oh, you didn't read my question. And then I said, yes, I did. We did it in the thing.
No, you said sorry. You didn't say yes, we did.
I did.
You said sorry.
Oh, this one. Yeah. Okay, let me go and find it real quick.
Zames Fawn. Where is it? There is so much with all this. Din, your high school homework is still all over the place.
Oh, if Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman all disappear a la 52, who takes center stage in the DCAU for the year that they are missing? Flash?
I don't know.
Wait, it's Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman.
Yes.
All right,
I've
got
go
2 out of my 3. All right, I got it. So it's going to be Seal Boy for Batman. It's gonna be little Cassie, who might be Wonder Girl.
This is
Wonder Woman.
This is the year for Justice League stretch to shine.
Yeah. That's right. My third one though is Titano for Superman. So Titano, Seal Boy, and little Cassie.
Why is Seal Boy the Batman replacement?
Because I was like, I was wanting to lean towards Nightwing, but that was too easy.
Where is Nightwing? Where is Nightwing during the
series?
Where is Seal Boy?
Wait, no. Nightwing takes over, and the question's no longer where is Nightwing. The question is where is
Batman? Yeah.
Nightwing. I think.
Yeah, he jumps in. Finally, here I am. You've been waiting for me all along.
And Seal Boy's like, who needs wings when you got flippers?
I do think, like, realistically, I feel like Jon Stewart would be one of the ones who would be like, shit, like, I've got to take point on this. But at the same time, I 100% see someone from the Bat family also trying to
Barbara
to take the lead.
Be capable.
Yeah, I think it would definitely come down to Barbara or Nightwing. I assume that if this were to happen, it would be post Return of the Joker, because we basically know that this didn't happen before that. So Tim would be.
Well, we didn't know any of the Fatal Five stuff.
You could have Hippolyta become Wonder Woman.
What I'm saying by the fact that we don't know, that we know this didn't happen before that, is that we don't really have a year of extra stuff
do it.
With the way that the timeline's set up. So Tim would be out of the question. You know what? Reign of the Batman.
Yeah.
More Legacy spoilers. Stop it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Good point.
I think this would
Battle for the Cowl.
This would be a reason to bring in DCAU Batmite.
Yeah. There you go.
More Legacy spoiler.
By DCAU Batmite, I mean the same Batmite we see across all of everything.
Exactly.
Because if it's the same Mix Your Spitlick, it has to be the same Batmite.
Correct.
That's true. Very true.
And the same isn't Thunderbolt also from the same dimension? The fifth dimension.
Dimension number 5.
Yeah, so he's always
like
the same
the
Thunderbolt. Mm-hmm. Dimension number 5. Boom, boom,
Love potion number 9.
1, 2, 3, 4. Mix Your Spitlick.
All right. Well, that's the episode. So thank you for listening. The podcast is out sometimes. There's no. There's 2 more episodes before we rethink everything, and there's a.
I've been rethinking everything this entire couple of years.
So,
I don't know what
you're
you
saying
guys are talking about.
Now that Maddie's a 12th level intellect, we're going away?
Yeah. Yeah, there's
with
no
episode
need to
52?
stick around. Yeah, no one really
And then
wants
we're going to do a new 52?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then a new A52.
Yeah, the new A52.
And then a rebirth.
God. Okay. So thanks, Adam Mullen, for writing music up top. The podcast is on iTunes, YouTube, WatchtowerDatabase.com. Share it with your friends. Social media, DCAU Watchtower, or info@WatchtowerDatabase.com. We got
also available at Infowars at WatchtowerDatabase.com.
No,
not true.
info@Warstower Database. There's also graphic content was just out recently. Go watch that. That's the Batman Kings of Fear episode.
I'm supposed to have a vanishing point out this week.
Yeah, it's coming up.
I don't even know if we've looked at that script yet.
Oh, you know. It'll happen.
There's so much going on at once.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of videos. Which I guess sounds maybe good to people. Yeah, so subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any of that. Like I said before, Discord server and the About tab of our channel. Come join us. Come hang out. Maddie and I are there all the time. Ted's there when he feels like it.
I pop in every now and then.
He was there earlier today, actually.
Posted a picture.
He was
I like
look
that.
at this.
It was a cool picture.
It's a picture of a big pink guy.
It looked like Frieza.
It's
from
more
Dragon Ball
Legacy
Z.
spoilers.
I don't know who it is either, and that person does not appear in the issue.
Anything else?
I just thought it was interesting because I'd never seen. I don't know what that creature was. I read the issue.
I know what it is. It's just plain big.
It is
it
just
sure
plain
is.
big. Sure is.
If you'd like to support our just plain big shenanigans, you can go to patreon.com/DCAU Watchtower. Check out the rewards tiers.
If everybody who listened to this podcast gave $1 a month,
then we'd have $5 a month. And then you can also go to the Loot
at least
Crate
one of us would be able to make a paycheck.
Yeah, Loot Crate affiliate code in the description if you want to buy Loot Crate. Click that and we'll get some money. And merch at teespring.com/stores/DCAU Watchtower. I think that's it. I said all the things. Ted, Get us out of here. Sign us out.
And
I would walk 500 miles and I would walk.
It's supposed to
I'm going to let Maddie
to
do
the
it.
start.
I'm going to let Maddie do it.
We were talking about How I Met Your Mother earlier.
Oh, you're right.
were.
That is calling back.
I think the start.
Now we're gonna get a copyright strike.
Yeah,
because I sound so much like the Proclaim. Okay, so have you guys
the start
ever noticed?
of it was that thing you had to look up about the guy who said the thing and then you read it later.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Have you guys ever noticed that the Proclaimers said they would walk 500 miles, and then the other one came in and said he will walk 500 more? But
So it's 1,000.
But Vanessa Carlton came out just from the start saying she would walk 1,000 miles. Like that is like rap battling, but like decades late.
Yeah, damn.
So far removed
a lot of
that people
miles.
probably didn't get it.
Okay, Maddie leaves so that we can talk about Young Justice.
Okay.
I mean, we already talked about that.
Wait,
what are you talking about?
do I just hit the red button?
No offense, but I really don't think you could follow the reasoning of a 12th level intellect such as my own.
Guess not.
The 12th Level Intellects podcast is hosted by the Watchtower Database. Visit watchtowerdatabase.com for more podcast episodes, videos, comics, artwork, and pretty much anything DC animated universe you can think of.